MotoGP leaves the Spanish Grand Prix at the Circuit de Jerez and moves over to the Bugatti circuit in France. It's the Le Mans circuit, the Bugatti Racing. Welcome to Free Practice 1 ahead of the 2024 French Grand Prix. The green light is on and we are underway here for all of the action from free practice number 1 for the French Grand Prix. Good morning everybody, well done for getting up, staying up and joining us for all of the action. We are all set to go and this is going to be something a little bit different and a little bit more interesting. Fingers crossed we're going to have a smooth operation of racing craft here today as we just make sure everything's a-okay with our timing screens. Ready for this first practice session. So, 45 minutes in total, that's how much you get, and then all the action can begin. We're going to adjust everything as we go, so it's all set up. For now, however, let's take a quick listen as well to the guys over at TNT Sports, who's going to help us with all of the action.
Chance to talk about them for the rest of the weekend. It's a tough time for the Japanese manufacturers, but Johan Zarco and Fabio Quartararo, they're the ones who've made this crowd turn up on a Wednesday and camp out for the whole weekend here. Their successes over recent seasons.
Yeah, these two, they've clearly done a lot for the sport, the last few years. They are, struggling at the moment. It's a difficult time for them with the manufacturer not being competitive, trying to catch up. But I must say, I like the attitude of both of them. They're not moaning, they're getting on with the job, they're trying to do their best every single session, every single race, they keep pushing, they're not hiding behind, excuses, and they are trying to help the product. So yeah, for the Japanese manufacturer, Honda and Yamaha at the moment, it's a very difficult time, they're lacking a lot of pace. The gap has gone even bigger this year than it was last year, but they keep fighting, and Fabio Quartararo was almost on the podium in Jerez in the sprint. I know it was a bit of a carnage race, lots of crashes, but he was there. He got DQ'd for the tyre pressures, but they keep pushing. The attitude is good, and hopefully the Japanese manufacturer can get a little bit closer. At the test in Jerez, they had a lot of stuff to test again. It's funny, this morning I was at breakfast with Stefan Bradl, the test rider from Honda, and I was asking him, I said, so how's the testing going, mate? And he was like, yeah, we've done a lot. I said, yeah, it looks, by the number of tests you've done in Jerez, it looks like, have you put like a deposit in the house yet? And he was like, yeah, I was looking the other day to establish as a base in Jerez. They're working really, really hard. But at the moment, it doesn't look like there's some easy solutions. And obviously, we know that set of rule is going to stay for the next 2 years, 2 years and a half. So we're going to have to try and find something on especially the aero side.
Marc Marquez put on a show with Pecco Bagnaia in the last round in Jerez. Comes here having won 4 times previously, 3 of those in MotoGP, once in the Moto2 class. But looking, Michael, like he's back to, well, as he said yesterday in the press conference, I've learnt the bike now, and now I can race. And he said, he talked about Jerez as a different feeling, one that he hadn't experienced for a few years now, of actually feeling like he's got everything he needs underneath it.
It's so nice to see Mark in this position again. Obviously, he's been through it from the injury in 2020 and then the woes at Honda, moving to a satellite team. He's on year-old machinery, but making it happen. So he is arguably, when you watch the race in Jerez, he's the second strongest to Pecco. Pecco had a little bit more, but Pecco's machine is arguably a little bit better. So in terms of the championship race, I didn't mention him. He's 6th. He's 32 points adrift. He's not out of it by any means, but I see this year's more re-establishing himself, setting himself up, winning races, not really a true contender. He will be a thorn in the side of Martin and Pecco, but in terms of winning a championship for the Gresini squad, I think that may well be a stretch too far, but does he light up a race? Boy, when he's involved, it's so good to watch.
Love him or hate him, he's box office. There's no doubt. The show follows him around. It just does. And you know that when he's in the mix at the front, people are talking about it. Look at what we've seen in USA, or we've seen in Jerez. It's just he has to be in the mix. He and Pedro Acosta are those kind of characters, aren't they? We're just having a look here at Fabio Quartararo Silva. New helmet designed for him for his home Grand Prix. Said there'd be new chassis for him this weekend. Not the new swing arm which they've tested. That needs to go again through another test in Mugello. But he again says, look, every single session now for Yamaha, for him, is a test.
Yeah, and they need to use the racing as test. You know, there's so many races, it's difficult. So even though they have the concessions and the riders, the actual factory riders like Fabio Quartararo and Alex Rins are allowed to test in between the races to whichever track, they still need the time, you know, need to use the time during the sessions of the races, because it's difficult for them to organize tests in between. So yes, they have the test in Jerez. That would be very helpful. There was a lot of stuff there that was already kind of like pre-selected by Karl Crutchlow, the Yamaha test rider, and it's you know.
Yep, it is, and that's half of the issue as well, as we've now got our systems working here in the commentary box, which is tremendous news as well. Well, hello to everyone watching us live on Twitch and delayed on YouTube. That's because we don't want to risk anything going into the Indy 500 week and the Le Mans week. So practice and qualifying live on Twitch, everything live on Twitch, qualifying the racing live on YouTube as well. Marc Marquez then is top, 132.188. Then we come into it as well with Bezzecchi having the advantages early on in the proceedings as well. So it's not too bad what's happening out there. They're still keeping their distances and times together, which isn't so bad. We'll titivate the timing screen throughout the weekend so it actually looks good for you. We've got the sector times available as well, so I don't think we're going to abandon you there with them being missing. So we can flick on and off between them all. Marco Bezzecchi into the last corner, 16,000 up at the moment as he comes across the line and stays in second. His last lap time was a 1. I can't actually tell that actually, because that's the time, not the last lap time. So that's their best lap you're looking at on your screen. I need last lap. Here it is, 1:32.003. Fast lap for Bastianini and Martin actually coming through there. So that lap time is actually the correct time coming into it as well. That's because if we turn the sectors off, you see their best time and their last time on the timing screen as well. So the first one is the best time, the last one you see is the last time. As, Martin's being followed by Bastianini, so he's just getting told that over his radio to make sure he's okay. As the field comes through. Back with us on the ads. Welcome back, everyone. So Bastianini on top at the moment by 1/10 of a second to Martin. Not too bad how they're going to deal with that situation. But I suppose it can keep on going, keep on growing, can't it, in this first one. Marc Marquez, second place last time out the Spanish Grand Prix. Can he go one further? He was leading the race here a couple of years ago when the rain came down and he crashed out. He is owed a victory and goes top with a 1:31.971, 32 thousandths faster than Bastianini. Pedro Acosta looking good as well. That time cancelled for Quartararo for a shortcut. Acosta goes into 4th place, 1:32.186. Di Gianantonio still up there, so still finding a little bit of decent pace and time. That time cancelled for Enea Bastianini as well, due to shortcut and rated track, 89 and 88. So Martin getting in and Miguel Oliveira all having their lap times deleted by the stewards as they turn up in their droves. Lap time cancelled for the 31 now as well. So a few of them having the limits taken this morning. We're looking at the 49, just taking a back through the rear half of the circuit. It's a bit, not chilly, but we've all got problems with our hands at the moment in the house, so it's not exactly 100% nice trying to hold on to those. Pietro Acosta, 55 thousandths down as he comes down to turns 10 and 11 through the chicane at the S Blues. Flicks it over. Is Acosta going to take a race victory this weekend? That's a question that everyone's keeping their eyes on. So close at the Spanish Grand Prix to having pole position. Lost out, of course. And many people keep saying that because of that drop, it put him 10th in the 2 races. Dropped down to 18th in the sprint race, fought back up to 10th. The main Grand Prix as well was actually quite something to watch. Acosta across the line, moves up to 5th, 1:32.237. How it's going to work, Megan's going to take you through the sprint race action here this weekend. So the sprint race will have Megan's commentary. That'll be on YouTube. And then delayed on Twitch because we've got the Formula E. And then all the action from the Sunday's Grand Prix will be with me and Megan up in the comments box. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And qualifying tomorrow, I'll be with you. Megan does Formula E. Yes, there's some direct clashes this weekend. So yeah, we have to sort of move it around. As the Marc Marquez 1:31.971 still has the deltas. Let's take a look at the sectors on our screens now. No one improving that much at the moment, as you can tell. As Alicia Sparkle comes back in. Now, what's he done? On the screen, turns in. Oh, nearly has a twitch down at Garage Fiat. Turning as well, the hairpin. Just picks it up before dropping it too hard. I swear Megan sat in this chair and all of a sudden it's like it's not. Ah, there we go. It wasn't up fully. You've gone down a little bit on the desk. I know, and I know if something's not right on the chair. Martin up by a 10th. That middle sector, you can tell. Left-hand cancel for the 21 due to a shortcut. Franco Morbidelli the same as the 31 of Pedro Acosta. Shortcutting. Martin, 21-0 first sector, 21-0 second sector, 25-3 third sector. Let's see what he's got then. Coming into the last corner and boots it up towards the line. Martin stays up to third. 1:32.047 was that last lap time then for Martin, improving better and better as they continue to push. Vinales 7th, 1:34.921. Morbidelli in 14th, the 21-1. In the middle sector, still looking fast. Now looks like we've got our data screen properly back. I can actually adjust it a little bit. There we go. There we go. Finally, our blog up and running. We will be on YouTube, by the way. So hello to everyone watching this back on the premiere immediately. Fabio Quartararo coming in. So going, well, what's wrong with the bike? What's wrong with my bike? There's no strength in it. I can't even lift it. So that's what I was reading on his lips there. Handy lip reading. Now, it comes with the job, really. So, yeah, that's a bit of a surprise. Let's just take that camera down a little bit so I'm not completely out of focus. A bit brighter, actually, as well. Oof. There we go. Lap time cancel for the 33 due to a shortcut as well. So there's a few little bits going on as Pedro Acosta comes across the line, goes P6, 1:32.237 on the board. Vinales has got that middle sector, 21-1, and Acosta's got the first sector, 21.051. So fractions of a second. As we look at the final two corners, Recudemont turns 13 and 14, and this is Pedro Acosta at the second part of Recudemont, just feathering the throttle through the corner and expertly lifting it up. Does he drop it any chance? No. Super close at the exit. The last hairpin here, the last corner, really is a bizarre one. It just sort of filters in ever so slowly, and it waits for you to slowly make the error or make that mistake, and it's ever so gratifying when you get it right. Half an hour to go in the first practice session of the weekend. Acosta's down in that second sector by 92 thousandths of a second. Binder's down by 2/10. So is he going to be improving that much, sadly? Just taking a look at the timing screen. I need to move that, actually. Oops. Oh, I've turned it off. I missed the screen and it went off, and I was like, what happened there? And it's like, oh, it's me. I've turned it off. There we go. Turned the brightness up a bit so I can see it. So Marc Marquez with a 131.971, Bastianini 132.003. As Binder goes 5th, 133.102. Not his fastest lap, that was a 132.214, so he's slower on a longer run, but he's done 10 laps on the soft front, 10 laps medium rear. So everyone out there at the moment on soft front, medium rear, bar Ralph Fernandez and Miguel Oliveira, the two Trackhouse Racing, they are out with medium front and medium rear tyres. That's Maverick Vinales, winner of 2 sprint races and a Grand Prix this year. 3 times a win for Top Gun, or Batmav, as he's been calling himself recently. It's Batmav and then Mavbat. We've yet to work out which it actually is. Or Matman as well. It's Batmav, isn't it? It is Batmav. Forgot I can talk directly to the viewers. Look at Augusto Fernandez in 18th position, 21-1 in that first sector. He's 59 thousandths off the pace of Nakagami. This gap between previous that we've got on there, we need to change that to gap between first. So, yeah, that changes it a little bit, doesn't it? Let's adjust that on this timing screen. Gap between first. Open that up. Open. There. Honestly, it's a mess, this screen at the moment. Oh, Bezecchi's just come out of the pit lane. So is that Marc Marquez. He's coming out now. Augusto Fernandez improves to 16th, to 132.899. So gets ahead of Oliveira's in the pit lane. Mark's in there too at the moment. So, does it? Yeah, it tells you a few of them who's in the pit lane. I thought it might. If I adjust a little bit, we can actually see properly who's in the pit lane without it. There. There we go. So, in the pit lane is well, Bezecchi, Bastianini, Martin, Acosta, Vinales. Bezecchi's just come out of the pit lane. Morbidelli, Alex Marquez, Di Antonio, Quartararo, Ralph Fernandez and Oliveira. They're all in the pits. So they've all sort of taking a little break around it as well at the moment. Stunning sectors, I must say, at the moment. Really is a interesting deltas. There are the sectors now we've opened up. Sectors 1, 2, 3 and 4. I like how we can adjust that now on this. We don't really need the battle screen that much to show the sectors. We can just stay within the rules and have this on as well. Out onto the track comes Bagnaia in the Ducati. So he's just falling the way back. So yeah, still going up there, holding the advantage. No one's improving the deltas. First, free practice 1, very rarely do we actually have anything full time with it. It's always the afternoon hour practice session when we have the action. Still need more members of the MotoGP commentary team to sort of step up as well. But Julia's, of course, still waiting to do her first race of the year. Maddie's flying around everywhere around the world. I think Maddie will be in the box at some race this year. But I think Maddie was just sort of at the moment where I can just call her for information. She's incredibly, very grateful with her time, and she's incredible to find the right information with her, Maddie being at the track. And I'll actually give her a text if she wants to hop on in between the qualifying sessions, as seems to be her normal route. Maddie more of a pit reporter at the moment, but incredible Manny Patterson, who's running the Semket team. And their first race begins soon, actually. Testing at Misano. Cannot wait for that. I'm going to the Donington round as well. Lap time cancelled for the 30 due to exceeding track limits. Yeah, I'm off to the Donington round for the Women's Championship. It's the World Superbike weekend, British Grand Prix, but I'm going definitely just to see Maddie's team. As they come out the last corner, Quartararo right on the back of Pecco Bagnaia. I've got Johan Mir in there as well, so we've got a Ducati, a Yamaha, and a Honda following each other down the straight towards turn number 1. Into 2 and 3, the chicane, the Ford chicane. Bagnaia holds it through. Quartararo right there at the back, waiting for the smallest error, and then he'll pounce and jump the lap times. Bezzecchi, by the way, fast 3 sectors, 21.0, 21.1, 25.2. So Marco Bezzecchi is absolutely flying right now. Lap time cancel for the 41 for a shortcut, sorry. That's Aleix Espargaro. You can see the weather conditions just below me here, the French Grand Prix weekend. Bezzecchi, a little bit wide, coming into a coup de monde at the second to last exit, comes across the line. Marco Bezzecchi moves up into 4th place and immediately has his lap time deleted due to exceeding track limits. It was at coup de monde, the last corner, turn 14, saw it happen, and sadly he's lost down that lap time. Them's the rules, I'm afraid. Pedro Costa really not happy with the bike and how it's twitching mid-corner. It's going like that a lot as well. So there's something on the front end that he's not happy with that keeps bouncing around. Shock absorber maybe out of position. So, on the brakes. By the way, back to our normal 22 riders this weekend, not the 25 we had at the Spanish Grand Prix with the 3 wildcards. Oh, here's the shortcut that Marc Marquez is taking back to the pit lane, which cuts up the last few corners, which you are allowed to take for safety reasons. And this is down at the S Blues chicane. Turns in, doesn't like it, drifts straight on as well. Did not want to put anything in that position and just rolls it straight out. The 93 fans enjoying the heat. Lap time cancelled, as we said, for the 93 for shortcut. Knew that was coming. Mark is, however, still at the top with a 131.971, so he's got the delta. Martin and Bagnaia matching in sector 2. And Quartararo's coming in there too in 14th position, so they're still having some deltas. And Bastianini 3/10 down, and he's out there on 9-lap-old soft fronts, 9-lap-old medium rears, so he's sticking with 1 tyre for this first practice session, not wanting to run the boat. As they turn in once more, Bastianini up towards the line and stays second, 132.7. Actually, that's only 7/10 down. That's not so bad for so old tyres. So the race pace delta we're getting isn't actually going to be that much of a difference. So this is actually, it's good information and good news what they're getting right now out there on the track. They're understanding it a lot more. 20 minutes to go. Marc Marquez is top. Bastianini second. Jorge Martin goes in third. We're going to a break. Stay with us. So Miguel Oliveira down in 17th, Raul Fernandez in 15th. Augusto Fernandez has just come into the pit lane. It's Marco Bezzecchi. Well, he was fast in sectors 1 and 2. Now he's gone down a few tenths. So just taking a little bit of time. Bastianini 2 tenths up as well in the deltas. Don't know why the ad break's taking so long to start. I've got a countdown on Twitch. Bezzecchi goes 5th. 132, 147. Maybe it's waiting for Bastianini to come across the line. Estimated to go P1. Does he go fastest? That's the question. Fast sector 1, fast sector 2. Okay, sector 3. Still says he's up though. Is he quicker or not? No. 132.002. So 31 thousandths down. Okay, that's weird how that ad works there. I was just reading the messages and it didn't seem to want to work. It was a bit bizarre there. Bagnaia 132.323. So improves it up. Marc Marquez still with the 131.971. Still the fastest time at the moment. Jack Miller, 7 thousandths off the pace at the moment. holding that Delta time together. So is that 7 thousandths off of Quartararo? No. Miller's going to jump up here in the timing screens. Can he hold it together? That's the question. Up to the line we go. Miller, 6th. 1:32.185. Very good time. Marco Bezzecchi has Delta. Keeps it on the track this time. Goes second. 1:31.980. 1:31.980. Bezzecchi, very quick time. Bastianini, however, is finding Delta. So has something to grapple with. As lap time counter for the 88 of Miguel Oliveira for shortcut. And there, Bastianini across the line. And Bastianini does a 1:31.914. Very good time, puts him fastest overall. And the 49 getting a shortcut of Fabio Di Gianantonio. This is Bastianini, a bit you've missed early on. This is into Kudamon at 13 and 14. Turns it in, a little bit wide. Did he go over the track limits? No, picked it up perfectly. Very nice run there. 17 minutes to go. I thought it was sooner. Excellent last corner there from Bastianini. Marc Marquez though responding, fastest middle sector. Alex Marquez goes 10th, Alex Rins goes 13th. On their deltas. Zarco still 17th. No one's thrown it up the road, which is a surprise to me in this first practice session. Free practice, remember. Brings it in. It is surprising, isn't it? Interesting. Martin, 4th fastest. 95 down at the moment. Keeps on trying to boot it. Still can't find the deltas. Martin, 0.036 down. Look at those sectors though. Sector 2 and 3, red on the board. He's definitely got the pace here, hasn't he? Into the last corner of Kudamon. Keeps it on the exit curve nicely. For some reason, we're now seeing a fan instead of seeing Martin cross the line. Goes second, 1:31.949. SHT, Sean, hello. Hey Josh, it was a great battle last race between Pecco and Mark in Jerez. It was, and Jorge Martin crashed out from the lead. He did indeed, yeah. We commentated on that race. It wasn't live actually. First time we haven't done a MotoGP race live in a couple of years. Not commentating it live because I was at Donington, and then the race, the touring cars overran due to a washout, so MotoGP got pushed to the back burner. So, me and Megan commentating on that was a lot of fun. That aired on YouTube, by the way. So you can go back and watch our reaction to the Spanish Grand Prix on YouTube. Or at JBMotorsports. But it was, Sean. It was absolutely fantastic. Also, Morbidelli and Miller coming together as well. Yeah, and then them both having a fight about it as well. They were both giving official warning by the stewards for that. A big no-no. To not do it again. Now this is at the Ford chicane for Marc Marquez. Just turning in and going a little bit wide. Megan really, I don't know what she's done, but Megan being in my chair really has done something. I'm wearing shorts actually, so I'm going to stand up, do that, sit like that, yeah. Don't know what it is. Bring that up a little bit actually maybe. Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah, what did she do to my chair? There we go. She's going to come in here now in a few days and go, what have we done for the race? Michelin watching on. I don't know what she's done to it. I really don't. Maybe it's the shorts. I don't know. But Megan sits in the chair. I don't. My God. I'm going to go to the battle screen, actually. Really annoying me what's happened here. It's like, I don't know what on earth's going on. Into the pit lane comes the Martinator, Jorge Martin, who has thrown away a race win this year. There we go. Better. There we go. What's Martin done? At turns 3 and 4. This is at the Ford chicane. A little bit wide. Well, this is a turn 1. It's not the chicane. That's just a lean angle replay. Boring. It's me. Yeah, boring. Show us the action, because look at Morbidelli in that middle sector. 21-1. He's really got that time firing up. That's what we want to see. All that action. Rest of the day here on JB Motorsports, we've got the second practice session. Well, actually, we have free practice. I'm going to try that again. Right, coming up, remaining of the day here on JB Motorsports, both on YouTube and Twitch. We've got the practice session for MotoGP, live on Twitch, delayed on YouTube. Then we've got the Formula E, their first free practice session for the Berlin E-Prix. That's live on both YouTube and Twitch. We have IndyCar, their first practice session from the Indianapolis Grand Prix, the GMR Grand Prix. That is live on YouTube. Practice 2 for that later on in the afternoon at 6. That's live on both Twitch and YouTube. And then qualifying tonight for the IndyCar race. That is at 8:20. Or 9:20, I forget. And then the race for that is tomorrow. So Saturday, we've got 3 races coming up for you. And we've got some MotoE action as well. First one live, second one delayed. So join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of laughs. Also got touring cars this weekend as well. Sunday's busy as well, like a hella busy Sunday. Me and JT on touring cars, JT having race 2 as well. I don't know who's alongside him actually for race 2 in the commentary box. We'll have to work that one out. But first touring car race I missed of the year. Then I go back and watch it because I'm doing at that time 2:30. Well, it can't be MotoGP. It must be the Berlin E-Prix. Yeah. And then I'm back for the last touring car race today. And then we've got Darlington. We're back on the NASCAR call this weekend. Yeah. So no more US Arena filled in for the last 3 weeks. We are back on the throwback weekend for Darlington. And we've got throwback. You know how we've got these, the microphone covers and this. We had another one before this, and we've got that for this weekend. So we're going throwback for Darlington. So yeah, we're going proper throwback for Darlington. Can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, Fabio Quartararo turning in. That's a little bit of a recruitment. Stays on the track there. Paul Laurent to make his Formula E debut with Envision Racing this weekend. I'm excited to see how he does. I am too for Paul Laurent. The F3, now F2 driver who got dropped by Mercedes for Kimi Antonelli. Fabio Fonmion Yamas, the number 1. You are number 1. Who is he replacing this weekend? I think Paul Laurent is replacing Sebastian Buemi. Because neither of the Envisions are racing, I don't think. Buemi isn't, I don't know. Maybe look at the entry list, actually. It's not directly in front of me on the commentary box notes. Because my notes are MotoGP. Acosta up to second, 131.883, 46, ironically enough, here. Off the pace of an Ea Bastianini. So, good time there. Just loading up the official results page. There we go. Event info, entry list for Berlin. So, we have... Just loading. This is the media information login that we get. Here we go. So, we've got Jake Dixon, Stoffel Van Dorn, Sergio Sette Camara, Joel Eriksson, Jake Hughes, Maximilian Gunther, Taylor Barnard, who is already replacing Sam Burr who's got a broken wrist. Then we get Mitch Evans, Lucas de Grassi, Antonio Felix Costa, Paul Laurent, Norman Nato, Johan Daruvula, Jordan King, Oliver Rowland, Sasha Felix-Drag, Jean-Luc Vaughan, Dan Tinkton, Nick Casti, Eduardo Motar, Kelvin van der Linde, and Pascal Verlaine coming in there. Yeah, van der Linde back in the Apps team. Back at Envision, though. Jaguar Paul Laurent is in one Envision. Can't see the second Envision. Joel Eriksson. So yeah, both Envisions have been replaced. Joel Eriksson and Paul Laurent are in Envision this weekend. Pedro Acosta to the top. 131.673. Remarkable time there. That was brilliant. He's a tenth and a half faster than an airbashing. Oh, and he's been deleted due to exceeding track limits. No. No. Well, that's a disappointment and a half. Where did he do it? Garage View. Yep, drift it wide at 7 into 8. Does he go off the track then here? Must do. Doesn't. Does he cut the track then? S Blues? Oh no, it was just a slidey lap. There. That's harsh. He's on the curb. Come on. Oh, that's a bit much for me. The curb for me is still the racetrack. That's harsh. Look, it's just the curb is part of the racetrack, isn't it? So it's like, why do it? It's a bit, I don't know. The stewards here are so inconsistent. Freddie Spencer, I don't know what he's up to. I might get that lap time reinstated, actually. Nah, he's shortcutted it now anyway. So is Nakagami. SHT says Jordan King to make his FE debut as well, but unfortunately it's with Mahindra. We haven't seen Jordan King racing in years already. Yeah, last raced in F2, didn't he? For Jordan King. Now he's been on the F1 TV commentary for a while. So it'd be nice to actually hear from him for once. Oh, what? There we go. The laptop wasn't charging properly. Look at that, 19 riders within a second of each other. Let me just show you that, actually. By taking away the sectors for a brief second. Look at that. 19 down to Oliveira, all within a second of each other. That's insane. Absolute insanity, that. Really is closing up this weekend. As we've opened back up the timing screens. So, Bastianini goes second. And Bastianini fast Bagnaia. It's Bagnaia second. And he set exactly the same time as Pedro Acosta. 1:32.852. Is that right? Yes, it is. Bagnaia and Acosta have set exactly the same lap times. Look at that. And now Acosta goes faster. 1:31.658. Remarkable sector times coming across the board there. Yes. 0.179 faster than Bastianini. Gas and KTM coming back into this. It's not as over as we think, is it? There's a few more data positionings changing. It's that type of weekend coming up, I feel. Just noticed an issue. Tell me if you spot it too. There we go. The hashtag for the French GP. I don't know why we still have it now, to be fair. Slowly by slowly, we're moving it all. With the new technology that keeps coming up. Spargo 5.5 tenths down. Bagnaia not really having much delta to come through. They're still pushing. Slowly and slowly, they're having their deltas changed. Aleix still 14th. Bagnaia still 3rd. So, yeah, just twitching around. Ever so carefully. Don't want to lose out on anything in these sessions. That time cuts off the 31 for a shortcut. Viñales still on the grasp of things. 46 thousandths down. Red sector times for Martin. And lap time counter for Luca Marini for a shortcut. So we've got Bagnaia, Martin, Viñales, Morbidelli, Aleix Espargaro, all starting to close up. Alex Rins goes 12th. Martin goes 2nd. 131.784. Oh, and that is Vinales running off the track there, I believe. Or was that? Yeah. So a few of them changing positions. Up to the line, Morbidelli, 132.07. Vinales, 132 double. 000. Okay. So there's Binder, 131.9. So it's Acosta, Martin, Bashiri, Bagnaia. Binder top 5. Reminder, this is free practice. None of these times count towards this afternoon's practice session. The 60 minutes that will decide the running order for Q1 and Q2. This is a free practice session. Nothing will count. That time cancel for Bagnaia due to exceeding track limits. Acosta's going fast in that middle sector. Just gives all this session does is gives us a good idea of what's going on. Oh, and it was Quadraro at turn 7, running across the gravel. Down at Museum. Just avoids the barrier by running off there. They say it's turn 1, it's not, it's turn 7. It's at Museum. You can see it's at Museum. I could tell it's Museum, you can tell it's Museum. It's all Museum. As they continue to push. Martin goes top, 131.421. As Bastian's lap time gets cancelled. Aleix Spargo is 0.06 of a second up at the moment. Lap time cancelled as well for Franco Morbidelli for a shortcut. So they're coming back into the pit lane. Breakfast after this. Wish I was kidding as well. Got up, quick bath, dressed into the commentary box. Aleix Spargo, 9th to 5th, 131.911. Decent time. Kind of looking forward to the IndyCar this weekend because it's the kickoff, isn't it? If you're wondering why we're on Twitch live and delayed on YouTube, it's because we don't want to risk the Indy 500 because we're live all next week. Every single day from Tuesday onwards. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We are live. Oh, and nearly a drop at turn 6. Le Castellet for Pedro Acosta. How on earth did he save that one? That was brilliantly held. Keeps it to the gravel, goes towards the 24-hour layout, but that was greatly held. Well done. But yes, we don't want anything blocking because we're live all next week, so we don't want to risk anything. That's why the races are only live. Oh! And KTM down, and it is Brad Binder who has crashed down and put out the yellow flags in Sector 4. It's down at turn 11 and 12. Dropped on an entry, and the bike rotating through the gravel. That's going to spoil everybody else's lap time. So just a little error there. And that brings out the yellow flags in Sector 4. No one else's lap times will stand now due to that standing yellow. So it's Martin who's going to end this session fastest. Yeah, here they come. Lap time cancelled due to yellow flags, taking up the lighting like a Christmas tree. 93, 41, 25, 23, 88, 93, 41, 43, 1, or due to yellow flags. So, yeah, 73 has gone there now too. Checker flags out. Session is over. So all these lap times aren't going to count. Yellow flag. Is it still out or is it in? It says on the driver track it's gone green. It's gone green. So Martin's lap time might count because he's only just reached Sector 4. 37 lap time cancelled due to yellow flag. Martin's 2/10 up and hasn't gone through the yellow flag zone yet, so he's fine. Everyone now should be fine to do the deltas. Would be weird if they weren't they? Another crash for KTM. Also, Repsol Honda being dead last is just showing how horrible time they're having in the last few years. Hopefully the new 2027 regulations will improve that. We'll talk more about that in our race show build-up on Sunday. Nakagami 18th as well. 89 lap time cancel track limits. That's Martin. So sadly, it looks like a few deltas are being changed around As an air Bastianini comes through, I don't think he's going to improve much on the order, sadly. So a few deltas are changing over. Oliveira goes 15th. Bastianini 131.951. Takes it down a peg. So yeah, that's it. Everyone's taking the flag now. Bagnaia hasn't yet. Neither has Binder. So they're the well, Binder's not going to do it, is he? So it's Bagnaia we're waiting for. Up to the line. Doesn't improve. Quartararo, Fernandez, Bagnaia. So that's it. That's the end of the first free practice session for MotoGP. It's Martin from Acosta, Vinales, Bastianini, Bagnaia, Alex Marquez, Aleix Espargaro, Binder, Marc Marquez, then followed by Marco Bezzecchi, top 10. Miller, Morbidelli, Rins, Raul Fernandez, Oliveira, Zarco, Augusto Fernandez, Di Giannantonio, Nakagami, Quartararo, Mir and Marini. Martin tops it with a 131.421 there. And that ends the first free practice session. Thanks for your company. We'll be back later here live on Twitch, delayed on YouTube for all the action from practice. Bye-bye.